I'm going to be okay. But I'm having a moment. Sometimes this is what estrangement looks like. And I tried to study, like, what the upcoming young adults are trying to teach the parents, how to talk to your children who have decided you're not worthy to be in their life because you're not perfect. I'm telling you how I see it. And I feel like part of me is proud of this generation for, like, standing up. That we raised children that we said, you can say what you need to say to me. And sometimes that is, fuck you, I don't want you in my life. You made a mistake? Too bad. You can give me grace, but I won't give you grace. There are horrible people out there who have done horrible things to their children. And then there are many parents who are just simply not perfect, as none of us are. And this generation that's calling their parents toxic and pushing them away and making them sound like they're horrific, when indeed, if they're like me, they made mistakes, but, like, they love them so much. So many of these children are not choosing to have children themselves. And if they do, they haven't reached their child turning into an adult yet. Now, I had some angst with my mom. I never did the whole, like, I will never speak to you again. But I moved far away, and I spoke less. And I came around less. But I never, like, 100% pushed my mom out of my life. But I definitely had my boundaries where I felt more comfortable. And I try to remember how I felt in these situations. I remember sometimes my mom would be just, like, so upset and crying, and that felt like a burden to me. I'm like, Mom, can't we just, like, hang out? Like, I'm choosing to hang out with you today. Can't you just enjoy? Instead of, like, talking about how you're hurt that I haven't been hanging out with you much, you know? Or seeing you much. Never really hung out with my mom after I moved out because I've always lived at least 4 hours away. At one point, she lived in Michigan and I lived in California. Now she lives in Michigan and I live in Florida. So, you know, there's physical distance. But I love my mom to death. But I'll tell you what, it isn't until you have your own child and you're going through things. I called my mom when I first started dealing with my oldest daughter not wanting to talk to me. And I was like, Mom, I am so sorry. I am so sorry that I was such an asshole. You know? I mean, that's legit. Those were my words. And I do see it. I needed that space. And I didn't want to have to deal with her, like, big emotions about it. I just needed my space to be me and to grow. And I reached out to her after. Like I said, I never was, like, 100% estranged from my mom. I just didn't live up her butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always knew that I did not want to grow up living in that small town. Although now I live in the countryside too, which is kind of funny. But my point is that there's these young people putting on these seminars of how to teach these adults how to talk to their young adult children. And they haven't experienced yet. If I'm going to learn, I want to learn, maybe I want to get that perspective too. But I also want someone who's been there, done that. How can they don't have the wisdom of having been there and done that. And I'm sure I'm saying everything wrong. Even me saying it like that. Look, I'm frustrated right now. I just tried letting one of my children know that I loved her. I knocked on her door. She didn't answer, and I sent a message. I love you. I hope you're well. Basically like that. Now, the bad thing about being an intuitive is that I can hear things. I could hear the conversation with my other children trashing me. Like all of them getting together. And oh my God, mom is so blah, blah, blah. Mom is so hurt, okay? Mom loves you so much. And mom is confused. Because I can't comprehend. I cannot comprehend throwing your mother away. When your mother has showed you so much unconditional love. They don't give a fuck if you continue to love them, whatever. They don't. It's not what they're being taught now. They're being taught that, you know what? If you are not perfect, throw them to the curb. Throw them to the curb. They're toxic. This is a real and raw right now. I will evaluate this later and come to probably some better feeling. I will come to better thinking about things. But in the moment, this is what I'm thinking. And I'm sure it's wrong. But most of them will never understand. They will never understand what I'm going through right now because so many of them are choosing not to have children. I say, maybe that's a great idea. I used to be a birth doula. Now, when I see women having babies, I have to admit, I'm like, you love that baby so much. Especially the more the mom is in love with the baby, the more I'm like, damn, that's a huge, you have no idea. That can hurt you like nobody else. That right there, that beautiful baby that you love with your whole damn heart. They have the capability of hurting you worse than you've ever been hurt in your whole damn life. Okay. Saying my thoughts. Now I'm going to get back into... Listen. Even if this isn't the right way to think, I'm letting you know that this is like the shit that sometimes goes through my mind. And I will get to a better place. And a better place of understanding. But this is for real. This is me bawling my eyes out in a Circle K parking lot. Because I miss my kids. And because I don't completely understand.